Hey everyone, and welcome to this $1,400 stimulus check update. Third stimulus package update. A big week just happened. A ton of stuff happened in Washington, specifically regarding this third stimulus package. We had budget resolutions passed in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. We had things voted on things that could be included and things that will not be included in this stimulus package. Some totally unexpected news, some from Republicans and some from Democrats. And we also have a more succinct timeline on when things will probably be going through, when we could expect to see any of this stimulus money going out. Hey everyone, my name is Randy. Welcome back to the Late Night Grind, a new YouTube channel that I started. I'm covering these stimulus package updates because they're of great interest to me. So if you want to follow along with these developments as they happen, please click that subscribe button below. Don't forget to click that bell notification icon. That way you'll be notified when I release a new video. And don't forget, the best thing that you can do to support a new YouTube channel like this is actually by smashing that thumbs up button. If you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, well, let's get into it. So on Friday, the House of Representatives passed their budget resolution that went through. The Senate also passed their budget resolution and reconciliation. And basically what that is are two legal processes that will allow the Democrats to actually get this large $1.9 trillion stimulus plan through with only the minimum of 51 votes in the Senate. And they're doing that because there's just not enough Republican support for this stimulus spending. But they managed to get it through both sides. And so basically what that allows them to do now is congressmen, members of the Senate, can add a whole bunch of ideas, add amendments to this stimulus spending bill. And they were actually voted on Thursday and Friday. One of the biggest shockers of the week was the $15 an hour minimum wage got rejected by the Senate. That is, Joe Biden originally came out and said he wants this plan for a $15 an hour minimum wage set by the federal government, which would kind of be a phased-in plan. But it was rejected. Obviously, all Republican senators rejected that idea, as well as a considerable handful of Democrat senators. And the thought behind rejecting it was, right now, it's just not a good time. You're talking about adding a ton of expenses to small businesses, which were already decimated by the pandemic. The consensus was that we can do this in a separate bill, we can do this at a separate time, but now is not the time to do that, when if we did that, there was a lot more small businesses that would probably just close their doors. So that was one of the biggest shocks of the week. Now there's a few other things that were discussed and voted on that could still make their way into this budget bill. One of which is an idea from Mitt Romney, who actually proposed basically monthly stimulus checks for families or families with children. So essentially a couple $100s a month stimulus checks for children or for families with children. This kind of mirrors the child tax credit expansion that the Democrats actually proposed in their bill, which would send about $300 a month per child as a tax credit. Rather than getting that money back at tax refund time, you would actually get monthly payments for that. So if you have 3 kids, you could be looking at getting up to $900 per month, essentially as stimulus payments or aid payments for families with children. So whether it's a child tax credit or something like what Mitt Romney had proposed, it's looking like it's gaining a lot of support kind of on both sides for monthly stimulus payments for families with children. And getting back to the stimulus check part of it, it looks like all around Congress, including President Joe Biden, basically said that the $1,400 is accepted all the way around. So basically you can plan on that. The $1,400 per adult, even adult dependents are included in this one. Those on Social Security are included in this one. Those getting disability benefits are included in this one. And we've been reading a lot about those on SSDI that have not gotten one or both of the stimulus checks from the last 2 packages. Basically, if that has not happened yet, what you'll need to do is contact the IRS through their website, or just go to your accountant or whoever you do your taxes through, and you're going to have to use the credit recovery option and basically claim those stimulus payments through there, get them back through your taxes. But even if you don't normally make enough that you actually have to file for your taxes, this time around you will have to actually file for taxes if you have not gotten that yet. Now the other part of this is, right now everybody's pretty much assuming that the $1,400 will be going out to not only adults but to dependent children as well. Joe Biden and several other Democrat congressmen have mentioned several times that this is going to be for everybody, including children dependents. It's not written into the law yet, but that is assumed that it will be. Now I made a video a couple of days ago kind of outlining this, that if you're a family with, say, 3 children or 4 children, you could be getting as much as $7,000, $8,400, even $9,800 as a stimulus payment for larger families. And not just that, you could be receiving, let's say for instance, up to $900 monthly for those children. That is a lot of money going out. Now we've been seeing there's been some economists that have been looked at this $1.9 trillion package and said there's actually very little stimulus money in this overall spending plan. Yes, we have direct checks. Yes, we have money for unemployment and things like that, but there's a whole lot of spending going into it that has nothing to do with stimulus. There's a lot of money for the vaccine distribution, healthcare, money for frontline workers, money for opening up schools. Some of it, yes, you could say that it's about opening up the economy, and that is about stimulating the economy. But nonetheless, at least the direct payments, that part of it is looking for individuals and families like it is a very significant amount. That's one of the things that President Biden has been open to negotiation on in terms of who qualifies. The last two stimulus packages, basically if you make anywhere from $75,000 as a single up to $150,000 as a couple and even more, you would still qualify for stimulus payments. This one looks like it may be dropped a little bit. Right now they're talking about basically if you make $50,000 as a single or $100,000 as a couple to get the full stimulus payments. And if you make more than that, you could still get stimulus payments. It would just be a phased out approach. You would just get less of that money. The whole idea is that Republicans and even many Democrats have wanted the stimulus payments more targeted. They don't want families making over $300,000 where this stimulus money would just go into a savings account or go into an investment account or something like that. They want this money going back into the economy as quickly as possible. The reports show that those making less than $50,000, well, they take this stimulus money and it goes out into the economy very, very quickly, typically in the first 10 days to 2 weeks. Now let's take a look at unemployment. This plan would extend unemployment benefits through September 2021. It would also include unemployment insurance benefits, the $400 per week. Extra benefit boost would also be extended through September 2021. A lot of Republicans had said they don't like how far this is extended out. They think maybe June is when the economy will essentially be able to hold itself up and kind of go from there. But in any case, this plan outlines September as that date for a new cutoff, so really extending that. Things like eviction bans also extended through September. So a lot of this stuff in this stimulus plan is being extended farther out past the end of summer because they feel like that's probably closer to when the economy could stand on its own. All right, and finally, let's get into some time frames. Nancy Pelosi has recently said, as early as yesterday, that she believes that within 2 weeks, everything should be done. So we know that February 16th is the deadline for all these amendments and these ideas to be brought back to the Budget Committee once they're voted on, to be written into the bill, to then be voted on and finalized by Congress. So what's going to happen then is the House of Representatives will vote on it. It's looking like it should pass. Then it will go to the Senate, where it will be likely to pass as well, probably right down party lines. I'm guessing it's going to be 51 to 50. Democrats to Republicans, but that table is set now for everything to pass. If this gets put together on the 16th, Nancy Pelosi is hoping that within a couple of days that the votes will actually get started and it will be on Joe Biden's desk to sign, possibly by the end of that week. So we could be looking at towards the end of February where this could all get enacted into law. So when could we receive stimulus checks? Well, the last stimulus package that was approved, payments started going out literally within 3 days of President Trump signing that bill. So most likely we could be seeing the same thing. Now it took anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks for everybody to get their payments. In fact, there's still some people who haven't gotten that payment yet. However, well over 97% of the people that qualified for those checks have gotten them. So probably looking at the same time frame right now. The vast majority of people should be expecting those checks probably the very end of February, maybe even into mid-March. Some people are speculating it might even bleed over into April. So we'll see. But yeah, there was a whole lot that happened this week in Washington. If you want to follow along, like I said, please click that subscribe button. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And going into the next week or two, we're really going to get to see all the new ideas, all the things that are going to be included in this bill. So I appreciate you guys following along. I appreciate you sticking with me this long in this long video. Typically, I do a 3 to 4 minute quick update, but this one I felt like it needed to be a little more in depth because there was so much happening this week that it was just too tough to cram into a 3-minute video. But typically, I do. Like I said, I appreciate you guys watching this video this long, and I'll see you guys on the next video.